When I was little, I was raised on Disney movies. One of my favorites was Sleeping Beauty. I watched my VHS tape of it all the time. As I grew up, I was 3 or 4. My parents took me to their music store. There was music playing over the speakers. My parents said, "Oh, Lindsay, they're playing Sleeping Beauty. Isn't that fun?" And I looked up at them, apparently, and said, "No, Mom, that's Tchaikovsky." She looked at me and thought I was probably crazy. And the owner of the store went back to check what record was playing and came back and told my parents, "No, your daughter is right. I am playing Tchaikovsky." I had watched to the end of the Disney movie, and there was a feature about where the music for Sleeping Beauty came from. When I was little, my parents had a computer. It was 95, 96 or so, and my parents went out for a night and had a babysitter, and they wrote up their notes in a Word document. They found this Word document when I was about a freshman in college. Turns out, even back then, my brother and I were playing video games. My brother would roar if he wanted the Lion game. In preschool, at the end of it, they gave me a letter to read when I got older, and they made predictions into what I would be when I grew up. They said I would be a music teacher. Funnily enough, when I went to kindergarten for the first time and was asked what I wanted to do, I said I wanted to be a taxi driver. I wanted to meet people, I wanted to talk to them, I wanted to learn all about them and what they were doing with their lives. My father heard that and said, "Well, let's find you a job that would make you a little bit more money," and suggested I become a pilot instead. No, he knew exactly what I wanted. I've always loved flying. I still do. I love traveling. It wasn't until 10th grade when I decided again, no, music teacher's right. That's something that I want to do with my life. In A More Beautiful Question by Warren Berger, he mentions trying to find out what your question in life is, or purpose in life is, by going back to your childhood and seeing the activities that made you happy then. I think these 3 stories explain a lot of what made me happy then. Music, technology, and a passion for learning more about others, whether it was through becoming a music teacher, a taxi driver, or a pilot. And I hope that keeping that young version of me in mind really helps me as an educator find students who are passionate and curious about their own things. Those were mine. It's my job to help them find theirs. Technology helps me find people who are passionate about what I love or something else, and I get to experience that along with them, whether they're across the street or around the world, and it allows me to sate my curiosity for a little while. My Wicked Problem project was exploring the different lifestyles of other people so that I can better understand what their lifestyle is like, because I was curious, I didn't know, and I wanted to know to better inform my practice. Part of teaching is being endlessly curious about your students, and I plan to continue being curious about my students.